What's up, NFL draft fans? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and today I want to talk about a prospect I believe all Dallas Cowboys fans should familiarize themselves with, and that is Elijah Roberts, defensive end out of SMU. Now, last year, Elijah had 8 sacks. The previous year, 10 sacks. He's 6'4", 285 pounds. So this feels like a Will McClay special, where you're looking at a guy who has some traits, but you want to kind of mold it. Diamond in the rough. Now, he was a transfer for the University of Miami, but we don't need to speak about the Miami Hurricanes. But I believe once you guys see Elijah Roberts' film, you'll probably see, okay, Tuck, there's something there that the Dallas Cowboys definitely can work with. Now, like I said, when you watch Elijah's film, the very first thing that stands out is his size and his stature. But the most important thing that just oozes off the film, and you guys know me, I am a motor guy, and he is full motor, full power, and you'll see that demonstrated on this play right here. Just full bully ball. That's full just bully ball, bro. And you'll see power after power after power, especially when it comes to his pass rushing game. It's just full power, being disruptive, closing the quarterback, getting the forced fumble, just wreaking havoc. Let's watch it in full speed. Bam, close in, make something happen. So, like I said, even at 285, he is a very disruptive defensive end, and I think that there's going to be a lot of teams that's going to be excited about him. Now, the one thing that I think that will be interesting when it comes to Elijah, for Cowboys fans, you guys know that we lost Chauncey Golston, so he has the ability to be a guy that can also play on the perimeter, but you can also play him at 4 tech, 5 tech, 3 tech, so you can kind of slide him across a little bit and kind of get that jack of all trades. And you'll see once again he's kind of moved in, but he loves this swim move, this swipe move right here, this right there. It's one of his go-tos, right? So good swipe, getting your arm over that tackle, back of the shoulder pads, pushing off, getting interior pressure, closing in on the quarterback. So I think that versatility, the motor, the size, it makes him a very interesting prospect. Now, the one thing I'll say, when it comes to him, even though got that sack right there, is that, doesn't sometimes finish when it comes to his tackling, right? And we'll talk about some of the drawbacks. But overall, man, this is a guy where he is a mold of clay. And Will McClay, you know what I'm saying? Will McClay, listen, bro, like I already know you ain't got a lot of me. You ain't got a lot of me, Will McClay. I know that this is probably a player that you're looking at saying, I can do something with this. Now, once again, you'll see him lined up on the perimeter on the edge. Once again, that swipe swim move over the top and that closing speed on the quarterback. Now, I think from a combine perspective, I think he ran like a 4.7. So I think what is the knock? What is the knock on him? You don't see pure explosion, right? You're not seeing quick burst off the line of scrimmage. You're not seeing fluid, agile hips. You're not even seeing being able to bend the hoop. You're not even seeing a full toolbox when it comes to him as a pass rusher. And like I said, he does have some high missed tackle percentages. Sometimes he gets a little arm tackly, right? But anyways, you can still see there is something there. There is something there when it comes to the traits of this player. And I know a lot of people think he might be more fitted for a 3-4 scheme, which I do believe. But nowadays, a lot of the 4-3, 3-4s are blended. So he is a guy that even if you're a 4-3 team, as an outside linebacker or edge rusher, I feel like he can definitely add value at the NFL level because he can also put his head in the dirt. And like I said, he also provides that versatility to be able to slide inside. And then this is him in the run game, just being able to recognize it, slow play it, locate the ball carrier, and close in, make a tackle. So like I said, I love his size. I love his tangible. So one thing I say, like, I don't see quitting him. I don't see lazy in him. So if you give me a guy that's 6'4", 285, he has power. Like, he's just country strong, right? Unlimited motor, a limited gas mileage that doesn't burn out. Some of the other things Eberflus and defensive staff can coach up, right? We can coach hands. You can coach, being a little bit more bendier. Now, some of it's just natural, God-given, right? But some of those things, I feel like when it comes to Elijah Roberts, when it comes to a negative, is extremely coachable. Now, this play was versus my nose, and I remember this game. But like I said, just being disruptive. He's just a disruptive defender. Get off me right there. Okay, I think that's Toafili. And making the tackle, right? So, like I said, he's a very disruptive player. He has the size. He has the motor. It's just cleanup work. It's just cleanup work, and that's going to be with a lot of prospects when it comes to the draft, just in general. But like I said, the thing that really jumps off the screen is his power and his burst. Now, I know some people talk about his pad level when he fires off, right? But overall, this is good pad level. This is not nothing too alarming here, right? Good horizontal step, right? Right. Let's see. Watch the step. Bam. Coming down the line of scrimmage, reading the toss, reading the quarterback, shoulder square, securing the tackle. Full speeded. Overall good rep, right? Not crashing down too heavily because they're reading them. They're reading them. Boom. All right. Then once again, you'll see him lined up on the edge here, standing up. Like I said, the versatility of being able to stand up, still in the edge, as we always teach on this channel. Keep that outside arm free. It's free. It's free. It's free. Outside arm free. Making a play on the ball carrier, right? So that's technique, right? Technique. But that's also just him being a force. He's just hard to move. He's just a big boy, hard to move, right? So, the one thing also I will say, though, when you watch like the Penn State film, he really didn't jump. Even though I think he had like 2 sacks versus Penn State, something like that. But it was kind of like, I'm going to say throwaway time. So it's like, playing at a high level versus top competition. So I think that's the reason why you'll probably see him as a day 3 guy, even with the measurables, even with the motor, even with the physicality, because he just didn't jump versus the big dogs, right? But there's a lot of players that didn't jump versus the big dogs. But like I said, when you watch him play, you just see some size, and he's just a big bull. Just a big bull. Let me through, bro. Chase from the backside, get the sack. Chase from the backside, being able to take on double teams, just be a complete wrecking ball, cause havoc, chase down quarterbacks, be in pursuit. I just think those are some things that scouts are really going to like. You're able to stunt with them, right? You're able to stunt with them. You can play them inside 3 tech, loop them out to the 5 technique, and just have him just go out there. So I think he'll be a rotational guy eventually, but there are some upside traits and some ability. And when you just look at that pure bull rush, right? There's that bull once again, moving stuff. He's just a guy that can just move stuff, right, to get pressure. Then you have to work. This is what you'll have to coach, right? How do you get those tackles, arms off you, hands off you, right? What's your next move? What's your next move? What's your counter move, right? But able to make this quarterback feel this backside pressure, I think there's a lot of upside potential when it comes to Elijah Roberts out of SMU, man. So it's your boy Jay Tuck. If you love NFL draft content, you're in the right spot because we're getting close. We are weeks away, right? So we got a lot of bangers to drop when it comes to film session. But overall, Elijah Roberts, listen, y'all, this is a Will McClay special in Cowboys Nation. You should definitely circle this name because it feels like a Dallas Cowboy pick to me, man. So comment, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. In draft season, we finally here, baby. Let's get it. Peace.